Welcome to this epic journey into the heart of Westeros. In this video, we'll explore the first chapters of A Game of Thrones, the masterpiece by George R.R. Martin. Join us as we dive into a world of honor, betrayal, direwolves, and fallen kings, where every choice can alter the fate of a kingdom. Get ready to uncover the secrets of the North, the winds of the past, and the path of a princess in exile. Remember, subscribe, and now, let's begin. In the frozen lands of the North, young Bran Stark rides with his father, Lord Eddard Stark, his brothers Robb and Jon Snow, and several men of Winterfell. Their purpose, to witness an execution. Though only 7, Bran is expected to learn the weight of justice. The condemned is a Night's Watch deserter, captured beyond the wall. Though frightened, Bran watches as his father beheads the man with his greatsword, ice. It is a grim lesson, one that leaves an impression on the boy. On the way back, they stumble upon a strange scene. A dead direwolf, a creature not seen this far south for centuries. The enormous beast was killed by a broken antler lodged in its throat. More astonishingly, it has left behind 5 live pups. Jon Snow quickly observes that there is 1 pup for each Stark child. Despite Theon Greyjoy's protests, the pups are claimed, 1 each for Robb, Sansa, Arya, Bran, and Rickon. As they prepare to leave, Jon hears a faint cry. A 6th pup, albino, with red eyes. It is separate, different. He takes it as his own. This chapter sets the tone for the Stark family and their values. Honor, duty, and the harsh realities of life in the North. Through Bran's eyes, we feel the fear and solemnity of justice. And we see how the Starks raise their children to face hard truths. The discovery of the direwolf pups is more than a symbolic moment. It's an omen. 6 pups for 6 Stark children, including the bastard Jon. The old world, with its myths and portents, lingers in the background, suggesting that something ancient is stirring. Though Bran is still a boy, this experience is his first step toward maturity. The North is a place where childhood does not last long, and this moment marks the end of a certain innocence. Death, honor, and the mysterious return of a creature long thought extinct hint that a larger, darker story is beginning to unfold. And as the wolves howl in the wind, the reader senses that winter, both literal and symbolic, is coming. Catelyn Stark watches her husband, Eddard, clean the sword he used to execute a man earlier that day. Despite their years of marriage, she still respects his somber nature and strong sense of honor. Catelyn, a daughter of House Tully from the southern Riverlands, has made a home in the cold north, yet she sometimes feels like a stranger amid its harshness and ancient customs. The chapter unfolds in the warmth of the castle sept, a place of peace and prayer, where Catelyn feels more at ease. She brings urgent news. King Robert Baratheon is coming to Winterfell, accompanied by his family and an enormous entourage. The message is unexpected and laden with meaning. Though Robert and Ned were like brothers during the rebellion that overthrew the Targaryens, a king's visit is never without purpose. Catelyn fears this is more than a friendly visit. Her instincts are correct. Ned admits he believes Robert intends to ask him to be the new hand of the king, the highest office in the realm aside from the throne. It is a position of great power but also great peril. Jon Arryn, the previous hand in Ned's foster father, died under suspicious circumstances. Catelyn knows her husband well. If Robert asks, Ned will not refuse, out of loyalty and duty, even if it means leaving his family in the North behind. This chapter explores the tension between honor and family, between duty and personal desire. Catelyn is deeply concerned about what court life in the South might mean for Ned, especially with the Lannisters, a powerful and cunning family holding influence around the king. The South is a nest of politics and betrayal, a stark contrast to the honesty and tradition of the North. Their conversation also reveals glimpses of past events, the war that changed the world, the loss of old friends, and the scars left by old alliances. Though not a warrior, Catelyn is strong in her own right, emotionally and politically perceptive. She sees danger where Ned sees obligation. The prospect of her husband leaving for King's Landing unsettles her deeply. This chapter, though quiet and introspective, is a turning point. It signals that the peace of Winterfell is about to be disturbed. Through Catelyn's perspective, we understand that the world beyond the north is filled with unseen threats. The arrival of the king is not a blessing. It is the first tremor of a storm. Chapter 3. In an exotic manse in Pentos, across the narrow sea, 13-year-old Daenerys Targaryen prepares to meet her future husband. Her brother, Viserys, watches as a team of servants bathes, grooms, and dresses her. Daenerys is anxious and resigned. Her body is being offered in a transaction orchestrated by her brother, whose only goal is to reclaim the lost throne of their family. Viserys, the last surviving male of House Targaryen after they were overthrown in Robert Baratheon's rebellion, is obsessed with returning to Westeros. To him, Daenerys is a pawn, a means to secure an army. Her intended husband is Khal Drogo, a fearsome Dothraki warlord, known for his prowess and command of a vast army of mounted warriors. For Viserys, an alliance with Drogo is the first step to reclaiming his crown. When they meet, Daenerys can barely look at Drogo. He is tall, imposing, with intense dark eyes and long, dark hair. He does not speak, but merely nods upon seeing her. That simple gesture seals the arrangement. Despite the wealth and power Drogo holds, Daenerys feels trapped. She doesn't want this marriage, doesn't understand this culture, and no one asks for her consent. Illyrio Mopatis, their host and a wealthy merchant of Pentos, assures her that Drogo is strong and rich, and that her brother's dream will soon come true. Viserys is overjoyed, eagerly envisioning the day he'll sail back to Westeros at the head of a Dothraki horde. He fails to see, or chooses to ignore, the fear and sadness in his sister's eyes. This chapter transports us far from the cold north to a vibrant, foreign land filled with strange customs and ruthless power. Daenerys, surrounded by dominant men, appears small and voiceless. Yet there are glimmers of defiance within her, brief moments when her gaze hardens, when a flicker of willpower breaks through her submissive demeanor. Though she feels powerless, something ancient stirs within her. Thus begins Daenerys Targaryen's journey, not as a queen or conqueror, but as a girl sold to a warrior in exchange for the ambition of another. And yet, even in this bleak beginning, there is a spark. The blood of dragons flows in her veins. Though she doesn't know it yet, her path is one that will reshape the world. King Robert Baratheon arrives at Winterfell, with a grand procession, banners fluttering, knights in polished armor, horses kicking up the northern snow. Eddard Stark, Lord of Winterfell, receives his old friend with dignity and reserve, though beneath the formal greeting lies a deep history. They fought side by side in a rebellion that changed the world, and both have carried wounds, visible and invisible, ever since. Robert, once a mighty warrior, now shows the signs of excess and weariness. His booming laughter hides a man tired of ruling. At his side is Queen Cersei Lannister, beautiful, proud, and unreadable, along with her brothers, the Golden Knight Jaime, known as the Kingslayer, and Tyrion, the clever and sharp-witted dwarf. Subtle tensions ripple beneath the pleasantries, alliances carried more by name than by loyalty. Once the royal party settles in, Robert and Ned descend into the crypts of Winterfell, a place of stone and memory. Before the statue of Lyanna Stark, Ned's beloved sister, the mood turns somber. Lyanna was once promised to Robert, but she died before they could marry. Her death remains a shared scar between the two men. Here, amidst the dead, Robert speaks his true reason for coming. North, he wants Ned to be the next. Hand of the King. It's more than an offer. It's a burden wrapped in honor. The former hand, Jon Arryn, was not only a statesman but a father figure to them both. His sudden death raises suspicions, and Ned is wary. He fears the political web of King's Landing, a place far removed from the brutal honesty of the North. Still, Robert insists. He wants someone he can trust at his side. As Ned wrestles with the request, his wife Catelyn receives a secret letter from her sister Lisa, Jon Arryn's widow. The message is grave. Lisa believes the Lannisters murdered her husband. This changes everything. Ned realizes that if he accepts the role, he's stepping not only into royal service but into the heart of a deadly conspiracy. This chapter weaves themes of loyalty, memory, and power into a moment of decision. The friendship between Robert and Ned, once forged in battle, now stands at a crossroads. Nostalgia mixes with foreboding. The cold crypts below Winterfell echo not only with loss but with warnings, some ancient, some new. Eddard Stark faces a future he didn't seek, drawn by duty, honor, and friendship. But even he senses that the path ahead is shadowed. The past is not done with them, and the South holds dangers no sword can easily cut through. As winter creeps closer, so too does the Game of Thrones.